On tonight's News at 10, Idol boasts about how much money she's earning from her fans. Stingy Olympic organisers. Stingy means cheap, by the way, for anyone who's not British. Half Japanese, half American tennis player wins US Open, but she might not be Japanese, but she is. But what does it mean to be Japanese? So, is she even Japanese? Who knows? And no toilet paper in the worst city in Japan. So first of all, guys, welcome back to Japanese Weird News, or Weird Japanese News. I forgot what the title is now, but it's probably down there anyway, you can see it, or that way, I don't know. YouTube's new to me, I don't know anything. Anyway, as you can see, my apartment's a bit of a state. That's because I'm moving, so probably won't be doing a few videos for a while, so don't cry! So we'll start off tonight with greedy bastard Idol, who basically was bragging about how much money she's earning from her fans. Bibian Murakawa, and I don't know her either, member of Fukuoka idol band HKT48. She was caught on camera after a live stream, basically bragging about how much money she's got and how easy it is to make money. Idols in Japan are obviously idolised, hence the word idol. Usually they make their money from singing and live events, but that's only about half of it. The other half, they kind of do live meet and greets, Q&As, and these live streams. Bibian, I'm guessing that's just Vivian, but because the Japanese don't have V in their alphabet, it's just Bibian. Or maybe her name is just Bibian. Probably should have checked that before this news, but then again, it wouldn't be the same if I did. So she's doing a stream. She wraps up. She's like, okay, good night everyone. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. And then she put her hand over the camera. So then she kind of got out her phone and, musing to herself, said, wow, is that all I have to do to get like Ichiman Nokusen yen, which is about like $150? And then her mum like walks in as well and is like, oh yeah, if you do 10 a month, that's the same as your monthly salary, so why don't you do more? And she's like, oh yeah, totally, what? That's amazing. That's like getting a bonus. But all her fans are like sticking up for her in the end and saying things like, if anything, I like her more now. Okay, your like idol is literally saying like she wants to take all your money and it's really easy. But yeah, stick up for her, sure. Yeah, that was kind of a weak opener. Next. Okay, so Naomi Osaka has won the US Open. Whee! However, in Japan, it's been met with controversy. So obviously she's half Japanese, half American, but I believe she was born in America and also raised there, so she doesn't speak Japanese. After she won, Japan are kind of going mental and like jumping on the bandwagon. Yay, like a kind of Japanese girl won the US Open. But then you get the other kind of racists that are like, well, she's not Japanese, she's black. She's not Japanese, she's American. She's not Japanese because she's half. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Even in her interviews, the Japanese media weren't asking her anything about the tennis, her opponent Serena Williams, the massive like debate Serena Williams had with the umpire. Nothing, no tennis questions at all. They're all asking things like, now you're in Japan, what are you going to do? Now you're in Japan, what are you going to eat? Where are you going to stay? Do you like Japanese culture? Can you use chopsticks? Most Japanese people came to her defense and was like, so what if she's half? She's Japanese. Osaka is the future of Japan, things like that. So there were some nice comments here. People were saying things like, she doesn't look Japanese, so she's not Japanese. If she's representing Japan, shouldn't she speak Japanese? Her name is Japanese, but she can't speak Japanese. What does that mean? It means nothing, you idiot. If she's playing for Japan, she's Japanese. Just like, bloody hell, like, Japan is racist, it's really racist. Just look up blackface. Okay, if you're watching this video now, just look up, type in Google, Japan blackface. That still goes on, like, to this day, and people laugh at it. Like, genuinely find it funny. It's mad, it's mental, it's racist. Anyway, next. So, obviously, 2020, the Olympics are coming to Japan. And they're looking for 80,000 volunteers. 80,000 volunteers. But what do these volunteers get? So, speaking from experience, my brother volunteered at the London Olympics. So, I can compare fairly what both countries are offering. So, my brother volunteered for the London Olympics. He worked 5 days in a row. He met all the athletes, guided them to their hotels, had a couple of breaks, always knew where he was going, had a lot of explanation. He was given lodgings, he was given transport fee, and at the end of that, he was given a 1-day free ticket, which is pretty good. Japan are doing things a little differently. Japan are offering 1,000 yen a day for a 9-hour workday. That is basically $10. So you're thinking, oh, okay, like they're volunteers, they should be happy getting that. However, that is just to cover the transport fee because they're not giving lodgings. So most people, 80,000 volunteers, will not be living in Tokyo at that time. I'm assuming they're coming from outside of Tokyo, other places. 1,000 yen a day to cover transport to and from, because they're not allowed to stay. There's no apartments for them or anything, and they have to work 9 hours. My brother was working about 7 or 8 and had a few breaks. Knowing Japan, it'd probably be like a 15-minute lunch break. I'm doing that because basically lunch breaks don't exist in Japan. People just eat at their desks and just carry on working. So the Olympic Committee have been given 400 billion yen and they're offering 1,000 yen a day for these volunteers, which, okay, it's something, but it's basically just covering the transport fee, which, like, you've got to at least give lodgings. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because people are going to be losing money. It's going to cost about 1,000 yen just to get there, especially if you're going by the JR. It's mental. So at the time of recording this video, the volunteer sign-up started yesterday. It looks nowhere near 80,000 volunteers. Last time I checked, I think they had about 3,000. So, yeah. Shits. Finally, we come to the worst city in Japan. Not my words, words of the spoken people. I should say that Sapporo was voted the best city in Japan for the 2nd year in a row. So let's just lean back and appreciate that. That's enough of that. So unfortunately, Nagoya was voted Japan's worst city for the 2nd year in a row. To be fair, it was taken from a field of Japan's 8 major cities, but you've come kind of last twice, so, like, yeah. And also it was kind of voted the worst city by a decisive margin, so nowhere near Sapporo. Bruh. So the Nagoya City Council decided to meet and discuss what they could do to improve their city. And the first question on the agenda, I kid you not, was, do you think it's because we don't have toilet paper in public toilets? I mean, probably, yeah, it's probably that, to be honest. Yeah, so Nagoya has about 600 public restrooms and there's toilet paper in about none of them. If you're a citizen of Nagoya or you come from elsewhere in Japan, chances are you probably know that Nagoya doesn't have any toilet paper in the restrooms. However, if you're a foreigner and you go in there, what do you do? Especially if you've just come from like a foreign country, had some ramen, maybe some sushi, your stomach hasn't really adjusted to that foreign food yet. Go into a Nagoya, like, public restroom, oh my god, you're in the shits, literally. Bloody hell. It's estimated that it will cost around 30,000 yen or $300 to supply one public toilet paper for an entire year. So 600 toilets times 30,000 is 18 million yen, or about $180,000. But seriously, like, in this day and age, I don't even want to get started on the squat toilet. I might even just do a whole video on that later on. Squat toilets are mental. Nagoya, sort your shit out, literally. Sapporo's #1, 2 years in a row. Your bottom, 2 years in a row. Like, just copy Sapporo. Sapporo is an amazing place to live. Okay, yeah, it's absolutely freezing in winter, and the winter lasts about 6 months. But at least we have toilet paper. That's all for this month, so tune in next month for Japan's weirdest news. See you later. Sayonara.